Detlef van der Aretine, Wilson's murderer, was very swift. Long with years of witchery under his belt, Geralt could barely keep with him. Soon it became clear that he was as clever as he was fast. By entering an old warehouse where he set a trap for Geralt, in this way, Geralt had his first face-to-face encounter with the beast of Biclair and discovered it was a higher vampire named Detlef. A fight immediately ensued, which might have ended very badly for the Witcher, had she not been saved in the nick of time by an old friend Regis, who stopped their battle. To that Detlef led the way for the downward step. Emil Regis Rolek Tersiev Godefroy. Geralt chased Sir Milton's murderer with mad intensity. How this chase ended stands as clear witness to the fact Geralt was facing a highly dangerous foe. The killer led Geralt to an old warehouse where it had a trap for him. The fight ensued, and at a crucial moment, Geralt was saved by Regis, a higher vampire and an old friend. Here I must explain that years ago, Regis joined Geralt's band of fellow travelers, of which I was proud a part, and set off with us in search of Ciri. Together we lived through many fascinating adventures, and Regis found himself a loyal friend, and the kind you can trust with your life. Sadly, the expedition ended tragically for Regis. He was killed by Vilgefortz, who reduced him to nothing more than a wet stray. Hence the Witcher's immense surprise at encountering his old friend. After all, he had seen Regis die within his eyes. But the thing is, it wasn't Regis's final death, but it was his first. As a man, Regis had been a bit of a free spirit, and overindulged in the drinking of blood. This lifestyle led him to being butchered by angry villagers. Majority from that took him 50 years, or nearly no time at all, for an immortal. When he was back in full health, he kicked the habit of blood drinking for good. For years, we all thought he was gone forever, yet there he was, standing in front of Geralt in that dockside warehouse. Regis explained he had regenerated and come to Tucson to find Detlef, a friend. Such were the dramatic circumstances bringing Regis and Geralt together again in Biclair. They did not have long to enjoy their reunion, however. They could hear others approaching, and Regis, not wanting to risk an encounter with angry humans, agreed to meet back up with Geralt at the cemetery where he had made an altogether comfortable temporary home for himself. Geralt found Mayor Lacheslung cemetery at a crypt where Regis not only lived, but had also managed to set up a well-equipped alchemist's workshop. They began to compare. Regis explained he believed his friend had become implicated in some serious trouble. When they figured out they had overlapping goals, they decided to join forces and together seek out the vampire Detlef, better known in the Duchy as the Duchy, as the Beast of Biclair. Geralt also learned how it was Regis returned to the world of the living, had been held by none other than the very one they sought, Detlef. In light of this, Regis insisted they find a peaceful solution to the Detlef problem. Geralt and Regis decided that an aid was needed to find Detlef, a certain potion called resonance. To brew it, Regis needed some bodily tissue from the object of their pursuit. Luckily, Geralt later found the dismembered hand belonging to the murderer. Another ingredient needed to brew the resonance was saliva. Our silvery glance from the spotted white, having discovered that one such creature resided nearby, where distant Wicha to haunted town. Anna Henrietta. While searching for the beast, Duchess proved that when it rose, she was able to throw off the chains of convention and get her hands dirty, with direct action outside the Witcher, even if she had to do so in a state of relative dishabille. Bestial. Spotted whites. Spotted whites. Whites. Spotted whites. The best defense against spotted whites? Stay calm and leave them alone. Fragment from Treatise on Spotted Whites by Roderick Gilligan. Spotted whites were a subspecies of white, which the Witchers drove to extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin, and owed their names to their numerous blotches and effusions. Spotted whites would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, yet at times took to living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. You, when not disturbed, spotted whites would not aggressively. If threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. In colder months, or when faced with an unseasonable chill, they would slip into the state of lethargy, making them easy targets, even during their active periods. Instead, the Witchers found this surefire way of besting them, based around careful casting of iridescent sign, or at least sometimes Witcher lore. Ignita Isteni. Shelma from the Emperor of Nilfgaard. Gladiator fights in massive arenas are a popular form of entertainment in Nilfgaard. Usually the fighters are slaves specially trained for this purpose, yet at times the arena masters pit humans against monsters. The Shelmar girls had to fight in the tourney grounds was a present from the Emperor to his relative, Duchess Anna Henrietta. It had been caught while young and prepared for its ultimate purpose by the Spartan trainers. It doesn't mean that it was tame, however. In fact, its wildness and wildness and inborn ferocity had not been dulled 1 week. Like all creatures of its species, it was blind, but could unerringly pinpoint its opponent's location using echolocation. The Shelmar had thick armor and near impenetrable skin. It could also roll in a ball and charge its opponents. Its underbelly, however, was relatively vulnerable and became exposed when its charge failed. In the end, though, the fight was long and technical. Geralt defeated the Shelmar, and when the Duchess called from the stands for him to finish the beast of pain, duly dealt the final blow. The Bruxa, Alps and Bruxa. That's what. If you must travel through the woods, steer clear of any places where you can hear several different kinds of birds at once. That sound means you're entering a Bruxa's territory and can kiss your life farewell. And it was peaceful race. Fortunately for us, all Bruxa are rare creatures, mostly far from population centers, so they care greatly for their own safety and make their lairs in places where they cannot be taken by surprise. Those decide to live near men, avoid crowds, and emerge from their shelters only at night. When they do, one could almost mistake them for delayed travelers hurrying towards their night's lodging, yet subtle details give them away. their close ties to birds, their piercing voices, and the breathtaking speed of all their movements. Braxae are far swifter and stronger than men, but their greatest asset is their ability to turn invisible. Braxae dart about with uncanny speed, and their power of invisibility they can easily confuse opponents and attack unexpectedly from behind. Thus, when fighting these vampires, Moon Dust Bomb is a great aid. While it cannot eliminate the vampire's invisibility altogether, it can make it easier to track their motions. A generous smearing of vampire oil is also effective. Braxae use their sharp claws to attack and can easily break through an opponent's guard by buffeting him with a hail of blows from all directions. They will try to bite their prey and drink its blood once it's weakened. So every Wicha who expects encounter with such a monster should swallow a black blood potion beforehand. They are also known for their sonic attacks, which knock down and stun their prey. Bruxa of Corvo Bianco. Bruxa Geralt encountered and killed in self-defense that Corvo Bianco differed from other creatures of this sort. Firstly, it was more intelligent, capable of articulating words in human language without much difficulty. What's more, this Bruxa was tied to the beast, the mysterious murderer prowling the Buclairs at the time. Fighting it presented Geralt with quite a challenge. Like other Bruxa, this one possessed strength and speed far above that of any human, could turn invisible, and could attack using a sonic wave. This is typical for all vampires. It sought to suck its victim's blood. This meant the usual defense against those creatures. That blood potion was effective. It was an effective weapon against it. As were the Moon Dust Bomb, and naturally the Witcher's trusty silver blade. Not here. That love. One bit at a time. It was horrifying to watch. That gentleman suddenly turned into a ghastly beast with claws and tore those men to shreds with precision of a master butcher, a witness to Detlov's attacks. Detlov is a higher vampire, one of the most terrifying creatures the world has ever known. Some vampires of his sort live among men easily and inconspicuously, sometimes even gaining the respect and admiration of the community. Yet even the most civilized vampire can be incredibly dangerous if provoked, and Detlef was far from civilized. When in his two-legged form, Detlef strikes in surprising and unique ways, so one must be extremely alert and attentive. His razor-sharp claws wielded in great strength. With great strength and precision are his chief weapons, yet he can also wield weapons of human devising with extraordinary skill. Like all high vampires, Detlef can turn into a fog and envelop opponents. When fighting a vampire in this form, one must watch out for magic puddles and attacks from the air. When wounded, Detlef tends to assume his winged form, using these powerful appendages to stun his foes near effortlessly. One must remember higher vampires are immortal creatures, and thus do not fear their lives while fighting, meaning they take every risk. They are able to turn invisible and can regenerate strength during combat. All in all, they are supremely difficult foes, even for a Witcher. Magram, Camparoli, Black Bloody, Quensen. Wicha and agora Black Blood. Superior Blood. My partner first started bleeding when near the Witcher. Wicha and Witcher's blood injures and knocks them back when they wound.
I shall set up my gear, start brewing resonance. No reason to delay. Hey-ya! Go, go. Faster.
Our guests. Never a good omen. Just as Raven wasn't lying. Spins all over the place. that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. Pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
For a few days now, I've been having these spells. I've never experienced anything like this before. If it carries on, although I can still witchcraft and sorcery, I have to visit the herbalist. Dizziness has not gone away. Worst of all, it's been joined by pain so strong that at times I cannot see. I've been to the herbalist. Her pulse old crown looked like she had seen a monster. She gave me some castle mixture that I have to drink twice a day. It's not helping at all. Today, like every day, I looked in the mirror and was lost for words. I usually check that I don't have any wrinkles or bags under my eyes, but today there are no wrinkles, but I'd rather that they were. I have hair growing out of my breasts. It's horrible. It's got to be because of those damned herbs. I went to the herbalist to smash her face in, but the chambers were empty. She must have known that what would happen to me, and I did. My family is starting to suspect something. Although I'm cutting the hair back, which is going back faster and faster. I tried to put the idea out of my head, but I can't hold back any longer. Maybe it wasn't the herbs that led to this. The curse placed upon me by an old beggar whom I had to chase off one time. To find out. I want to hire someone to find the herbalist. I can't think, and it's not right. Loneliness, no family eats. I want to eat. I want spoon after spoons. Nothing eats. It hurts. Your lies, no
The girl realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Sliding key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Right on, bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death.
Dear Master Levasseur, I know you track outlaws for pay. I have an unusual assignment for you. No doubt you wonder why I have drawn you out here. Why we cannot meet in person. You see, in my present situation, any kind of meeting is very risky, not so much for me, but for the person with whom I meet. For I am afflicted by a curse, or as I hope, and why I have turned to you. Side effects of medicine given to me some time ago by an herbalist. Soon after I visited this herbalist, she disappeared without a trace. I desperately wish to understand my illness, so I wish to hire you to find her. When you do, learn as much from her as you can about the medicine she gave me. If my suffering is a result of her wickedness, then make her provide an antidote. I assure you, I have ample wealth and will reward you with no small part of it for your services. If it turns out my suffering is not the fault of the herbalist, please let her go. I will then have a different task for you, because this shall mean I am afflicted by a terrible curse, which only the gods can cure. I believe it was cast upon me by a certain beggar who came to by the manor while I was hosting a soiree with a few friends. If you can find that vagrant, I will pay you double. Sadly, all I remember of him is that he sold mirrors. What and where? This is not much for your heart, yet I trust your considerable talents and wish you the best of luck. Marlene, the trust of all. Wicha, conta ela de uma das coleias.
Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Table set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. I'm afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Thousands of them here. White's been a collector for years. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, "None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror."
been searching for the right spoon for years, right? But curses can be tricky. The key to this one just might be that you can't eat with your own spoon. That's why we've swapped. This isn't right. I missed something? Listen, gonna stand up real slow. Gotta search the house again. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Calm down. We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness. Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench. Easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you someplace safe. So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here.
Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Thanks. Gotta get back to...
Tasty. So wonderful. Thank you. I thank you. So tasty. Oh, so good. Tasty. So wonderful. Thank you.
Just yesterday, they were fighting like... And today...
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful. As they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, The solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True. But I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Tesha Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesha Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesha Mudna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I had no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mudna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead. Scurvers. Must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms. The vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Human husbandry and care. This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. Great many beings have breathed their last here.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, well, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Dead, those who went east beyond the Blue Mountains.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlough's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlough's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Whose is this cliff?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
Whose is this cliff?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
Whose is this cliff?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Dead, those who went east beyond the Blue Mountains.
charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it. Ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then. Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, sent shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Three done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. Its stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do. We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent across my head. I started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow.
Please, Gareth. You won't be able to. We must forge through this, that is all.
You just have smelled the blood.
I shall overcome.
Good, because I can hear more coming. Hold on, I'll let you out. to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you. Get you out of here.
The concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a Witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting.
Sir,
The council.
you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Detlef? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
awake at last. You writhed like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Dettlaff had made friends with him, still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse, cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Dettlaff I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Dettlaff. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly the situation provoked such emotions in Dettlaff. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix.
Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Dettlaff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the port district. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Dettlaff.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with?
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Not now, Lord. I cannot move a step without your assistance.